There you go. So welcome everyone to our second freshman mentor Zoom. As always, if you're having any technical issues or need anything, that is my cell number. Send me a text, anything like that, and I have my phone right here in front of me. Um, but as always, we do our short presentation. Sounds like everyone, um, for the most part, we only need two breakout rooms for Mary and Donna with their mentees. But if more people join on call, just that. But so with freshmen, there's the freshmen typically think that at this point they don't need to stress about a lot of stuff. But this is the part where we talk to them about, the long-term benefit of long-term work. So we talk about GPAs, classes, things that they're going to be offered next year that they're actually scheduling now. So for class schedules and everything, I'm going to go over that for anyone who doesn't know. And then our events. As always, I got to give a shout out to our team, Anita, Esmeralda, Islam. They do a great job with the students, checking in with them, talking to them, making sure they're up to date with their events, doing what they need to do. But I always got to give them a shout out. I had to slide in just in case the new mentors were on the call who weren't sure about the students at their work site. But for the most part, everyone here has mentored before also, so they already know about worksite. But the big thing we're reminding students of is their work hours for their scholarship funds to accrue for the year. So I did share it at the mentor dinner with everyone on the little piece of paper so that you could see where your mentee was at. I always encourage you asking your mentee, where they're at and how they feel about how they're going to make their 280 for the year. If you're ever unsure where they're at, feel free to send me an email. That's something that I can tell you like within 2 minutes. The only reason I don't have it on here now, or I'm pretty sure I don't have it on here now. Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't have it on here now is because since I do record it and turn it into a YouTube video, I don't want anyone's information ever getting out there. Since it is a public video, I know with us we're comfortable because of our names, but I don't want their information. Um, what we're also reminding the students is even if they do get to their 280 hours, that doesn't mean you could just stop going to work. So sometimes they think, oh, okay, well, I reached my 280, now I can hang out at home, just take a nap. It's no, you're working all year long. We still need you at site. So if you'd like to talk to your students about that, you're more than welcome to. But sometimes they do get that in their head, and we just give them that gentle reminder. Um, GPAs. So those came out at the beginning. Sorry, those came out at the middle beginning of January when quarter two ended, and they actually got the full reports at the end of January. One of the big things that we talked to them about is their weighted versus their unweighted GPA. Their unweighted is just straight across the board. What do they get? A's, B's, C's, D's. How do they calculate that? Collier County does do it on a 4.0 scale. I know sometimes different counties do different kind of points and systems, and frankly, I don't know any of those. I know ours because that's the one I work with all the time. But if anyone didn't know, when a student takes an ACE, an AP, an honors, or a dual enrollment course, they actually get bonus points to their GPA. So I actually took a screenshot from the Collier County Public Schools handbook so you could know how much each one is worth. So they have their unweighted GPA, which is just a flat A, B, C, D, but there's also the bonus point. So if your student's taking an honors or a Cambridge class, pre-ACE, not ACE, it's an extra 0.02 per credit, per half credit, sorry. So at the end of the semester, when they have completed that class, it's a 0.02. And then when they get their final grade for the school year, it's 0.04 that they can get benefited. If they're taking AP, dual enrollment, ACE courses, then that's a 0.04. And when it's the full credit, it's 0.08. So it seems small, but the reason I always bring this to everyone's attention, we had a senior last year who is by far the most brilliant young lady I've ever had the pleasure of meeting and talking to. She graduated with a 5.4 GPA, and she took so many classes and got an A in every single one of them that she blew my mind. But that's what they can accomplish once they accumulate all the courses they take from freshman year all the way through senior year. A big part of that is dual enrollment and early admission. Mary?
So I'm familiar with most of those, but I'm not familiar with the ACE courses. What is that?
So ACE is through the Cambridge program. It's 7 different classes that they can get what's known as an ACE diploma. Some are math, some are science, some are history, some are actually social sciences. So a few of the students right now are actually in a class called ACE Travel and Tourism, where they
Oh,
learn about business and how to market and how to get the information out to people, how to host an event. Um, the
interesting.
yeah, and those ACE courses are actually technically classified as electives under Immokalee High School. So one of your freshmen could possibly be taking one. The seniors could be taking the exact same course and they're in the same class. So because it's classified as an elective. But people always ask me, and I think I have it on this next slide. Whoops. What the difference is between dual enrollment and AP and ACE courses, and what a student should be pushed towards. It's a personal choice, really. My personal choice is always dual enrollment because if a student takes a dual enrollment class and they pass the class with an A, they get the college credit. When it comes to ACE and AP, the college credit depends on whether or not they pass the test at the end of the year. So rather than it being their class grade, it's that exam grade, which most of our students typically struggle with those exams. And it's kind of difficult to keep up with so much material that when it's accumulated at the end of the year into one single test, I think most of them are a 2 hour time span. Most of our students panic, stress out, and then they end up getting not a score that they can pass on the college credit. For dual enrollment, it is the class grade. So their assignments, homework, tests, everything. And then as long as they get a C or above, it's a college credit. So my personal choice is always dual enrollment, but I know sometimes the kids prefer AP or ACE courses. It really is up to them. Donna?
Myself. Okay. Am I unmuted now?
Yeah,
Yes.
we can hear you.
Okay. So does the guidance counselors at the high school help people sort this through? You folks help people sort this through?
Both. So that's actually my next slide. The
Oh,
guidance counselors are actually starting to do one-on-ones with the students to get their schedules ready for next school year. So some of your students will have said, yeah, I actually already met with my guidance counselor, my classes are set, but there's also 2,000 students at Immokalee High School, so there's a chance that your student may not have been serviced just yet. But it's going to happen between now and early April.
so but they are assisted to navigate which of these choices is best for them to make? Or I know
Yes,
I'm sure you folks also help guide, right?
yeah. So the high school does do the counseling one-on-one session. We also do a counseling one-on-one session. And because our plate is a lot smaller than the Immokalee High School guidance counselors, we understand a little bit more of what the student can handle. There are occasions where a student is going to put too much on their plate, and we'll talk to them about lowering a class or two if we think that it may end up causing burnout and giving them the negative effect over the long term.
Okay, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Can I just add that I'm thinking that these different kinds of courses, they're not all available in all subject areas, I would imagine. Like dual
Yes,
enrollment. So, I mean, I guess it would depend on what the student wants to study too.
yes. So for dual enrollment specifically, what the sophomores are going to be eligible is, oh, my photos didn't look. What the sophomores are going to be eligible for is classes with FSW and with Immokalee Technical College. And so what it means is that every sophomore has a chance to take a class if they meet the requirements with test scores and they've also met their other core credits requirements. So, for example, if a student wants to take an ITech, they actually need to have 2 electives open to be able to take a course because when they register with ITech, it actually takes up 2 period blocks that they would normally have available. If they want to do FSW requires for students to pass either the AccuPlacer, ACT, or SAT and meet certain score requirements to be eligible to register for FSW classes. That's all stuff that's taking place now for them as freshmen with those tests to be able to register for next year. The counselors will send out Canvas messages, emails. They'll announce it on the PA system at the high school and tell them, hey, we want to make sure you're aware, but sometimes the students, they're students, they're teenagers, so they're talking in class when the presentation or the announcements are going off, so it goes right by them. So I definitely encourage you to talk to your students about, what they think they can handle, if they've talked to anyone about their interests, because if they feel like, they're unsure, then if you tell us, we can go find them at their work site, we can find them at the school. We've even done home visits to make sure that a student has what they need, and that they're going to be okay. And so something else I want to add, if a student is taking an iTech course, the Immokalee Technical College, for some of their programs, they can actually get certified before they even graduate as a high school student. So they can get into the early learning program, the culinary program, the digital media and arts design program, and each one of them has about 2 years worth of work, but they can get that certification before they graduate, and they can actually go into that profession right away. There are a few students who have started dual enrollment with FSW so early that they've been able to graduate with their AA. I feel like we had 3 last year, sorry, and 1 the year before, 0 the year before that, and then 1 year before that. It all depends on the timing of the student and making sure that they meet the requirements. For us, we also coach the student on the dual enrollment courses for the major that they're interested in, specifically most when it comes to nursing, because they have to get certain grades on those prerequisite courses to get into nursing school, that we keep a very close eye on them from the very beginning. For others, we still keep a close eye on them, but just not as intensely as a nursing school student. Any questions on dual enrollment? So I know there's a few new mentors. They're probably watching the recording. I just want to put this out there. Meeting with your mentee, you have the in-person, you also have Zoom or FaceTime. Our program does allow that flexibility on outings, making sure that there's someone else with you, that it's in a public space. If it's not a public space, that you have those additional people. I know a lot of the freshman mentors in the Esplanade community are doing group outings. That sounds like a lot of fun. I know the rock painting one was one. I believe it's Van Mancuso who's trying to put together a pickleball tournament.
Oh, really?
For some of those, it's a lot of fun. If you guys need my assistance, for example, getting the students out to you, just let me know ahead of time and I can make sure that a staff member is going to be available. For example, that rock painting event or that pickleball tournament. Driving with your mentee, always having someone else in the car. I know there's 1 or 2 new mentors in the call, so I just wanted to reiterate that piece. Sweet Charity. So I did just want to put this out there for mentors. So the reason the Sweet Charity play has that price range, just in case anyone didn't catch it, is that Sweet Charity is going to offer us a discount based on the number of tickets we buy. So I couldn't give anyone a final price of, hey, this is what we're going to pay. So that's why I put in that email, it goes from this to this. It actually, I believe, just went out today from our database. If you did not receive it, let me know and I can actually forward you over a copy. I know sometimes they end up in spam or junk mail because they go out to so many people. But if you need that email, let me know and I can resend it.
Okay, I didn't get it. Did other people get it?
Yes, I got it.
Okay.
I have a question. I believe I read that we just pay for our own ticket, not for our students' ticket.
Yes, Gulf Shore is actually sponsoring all of our student tickets.
Okay,
So
because someone was asking a question earlier about buying a ticket for the student. I didn't understand. That must have been another event. So
yes, that one was for the senior event.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Yeah, for a freshman event, Gulf Shore was kind enough. They're actually sponsoring the ticket. They're actually sponsoring the food beforehand at the Playhouse. And they're also going to give us a private tour of the area, the performance hall. And I wasn't at the last one that they did, but supposedly they typically also get to meet a few of the casting crew after the play. They get to ask them questions about the profession, how they got there. So it's a really cool event. Yeah, so it was just that one piece that we're just trying to figure out how to word it out to everyone. So that's why I just wanted to reiterate it here.
Will we be able to sit with our mentee? I couldn't tell because they.
Yes, Yes.
Okay,
So
okay.
yeah, they'll give us
luck.
a big group, and so what I always do ahead of time is I take all the tickets, I map everyone out, sit everyone with their mentee, and then I try to sit mentees and mentors with their friends of the either other mentors or other mentees.
Mhm.
So that way everyone can be really comfortable at that event.
So the price range, because it's a significant price range for
Mhm.
our tickets, so that's not really relevant to us being able to sit with our mentee. Then-
Correct.
right,
No matter
okay.
what, I'll make sure
Okay.
you're sitting with your mentee.
Okay, great.
Any questions about Sweet Charity?
Except great play.
Yeah, it will be fun.
I'm old enough to remember when it premiered on Broadway.
Ah,
Shirley MacLaine. Oh my God.
Oh my
It's-
gosh.
I know. It's a great play though. Great. Be a lot of fun. It's a play that I think that our kids will really enjoy.
Nice. I tried to find a description online. I think I got like 1 or 2 sentences, but it didn't really share a whole lot. So I'm looking forward
No,
to it.
it's kind of like a Nora in some ways, but a little.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Much quiet, much
Oh,
more subdued. Yes,
Uh,
not exactly. Don't worry about it. Not exactly.
Okay. If you'd like to meet with your mentee here at campus, if you want to use one of our lounges, these are the dates we have available up until June 21st. If you want to come out, meet with them for an hour or two, it's always between 9 and 1. I typically ask most mentors to have everything completed by 12:30 because our staff member ends up having to lock down the campus once the testing is complete. But if you'd like to meet with your mentee, that's readily space available. And this also helps with the individual one-on-ones. You don't have to worry about bringing someone else because our staff is on the campus. Oh, this is my reminder to get myself to stop recording.
Hey, Daniel, there's no other things that they're naturally going there for, so relative for transportation?